T-Man 978 Chill Review.
Hello everyone, T-Man 978 reviewing Generation Toy Op-X. You might not be able to see that, but it says it right there. Op-X in glossy reflective letters. Anyway, here's the front of the packaging, here's the side, here's the back, and inside of this little card right here, this is a super duper premium packaging right there. It's like amazing. It just feels like an event, like you're unwrapping fine jewelry. Watch this. In this box, the quality of this box is just outstanding. Get out of here. Come on. I'm just taking you through my experience. If you didn't watch my other video where I initially showed this off, but look at the texturing on that. Superb. Inside, you get one of these instruction manuals. It's nicely detailed and colored. Takes you through all the steps, and that's about that. Nothing too spectacular. You get this cushiony styrofoam, or whatever you want to call this. It's not styrofoam. You get that cushion in there. And then you get this nice premium Optimus looking figure inside of this coffin-like box. Well, let's get him out of there. His gun is there and this extra accessories there. And just him with a bunch of these cushions in between his joints so he doesn't scrape up against himself. Hold on. Or let me copy off a Chosen Prime.
And here is Op-X out of the packaging.
I like him. You like him. He's awesome. He's spectacular. He looks highly more detailed than a regular MP10 Optimus Prime. And you're going to love him in person. But he's supposed to be representative of one of the more popular IDW designs. What I like about him over the regular Optimus Prime or MP10 is he is way more detailed and dynamic looking, which is welcome. When Transformers the live action movie came out, I expected the Transformers to look like this, which would have been awesome. Like, what's cool about the early IDW or the current day IDW designs is like they look like G1. They're instantly recognizable, but they're covered in way more detail to make them look more mech and not just straight up cartoony. And that is awesome. Like, look at the color and whatnot. Yeah, all these Autobot symbols, I put those on. Yeah, I use these smaller stickers because the Autobot logo was inside of those little square-shaped things right there. I put a transparent one right there to represent like how it is in the movie. Yeah, I like how they smashed what they liked from the movie in with the original, just regular Optimus Prime mold. Or design, as you can see right here. At the time of this recording, I do not have Movie Masterpiece. So it would have been lovely if I could have compared all three of them together so you can just see the smash up. But no, I don't have it. But as you can see, this is more just blocky and just basic, kind of representing the cartoon, but just with some extra added details and features that the cartoon wouldn't have. And until now, I didn't realize that this design does not have smokestacks at all. I guess it replaced smokestacks with this folded up wind vane thing right there, which I think was red in a comic. I'm not sure. In different images I saw, those are red. So there you go, that. In the comic, he mostly had these antennae to the back right there, but you can move them up to the top if you want. Here is a good close-up on this face, this awesome face. He looks up a lot. His neck seems to sit up a little high. But here you are with that. He has a switch on the back of his head because his eyes do illuminate. And that looks friggin' awesome. I'm going to try to turn it off. Let me put my finger so you can see the difference. Yeah. So a little bit lifeless without those lights on, but he looks awesome. This folded up accessory is his gun. You pull that out, rotate it this way. It kind of locks right there. And then you rotate this up into there. And you can pull this back and pull this down to bring out the handle. So now he has this nice gun that's kind of representative of his original gun. He has like a Gatling system on the bottom, as you can see right there. But way more detail and way more paint than on the MP gun. Hands, as you can imagine, they open up individually on all three of these fingers, and it's a knuckle with a more pointier finger right there. They should have made it straight because he can point if you want, but it's still kind of curved just like the original MP figure. But unlike the original MP figure, this one has a knuckle at the base. So plug that in. I usually push the thumb up like that, bring that down, and make sure the index finger is kind of bent down. So now he holds it about as good as MP10, which is kind of good unless you bump it. If I have any gripes with this figure, the shoulders aren't on ratchets. They should have been on ratchets. I mean, this way is kind of stiff, but going out, his arms are kind of weak, and they tend to, especially that one, tend to fall down over time. This one is a little better when it doesn't have the gun, but as it's still not falling down as much as this one. And the panels. Posing his arms is a little bit awkward. You might want to point his arm up like this, put his shoulder up like this, then bring it back. If you want him to shoot out to the side like this, that's what I would suggest, because his arm does hold up that way. And when you do things like lift this up, it bumps on the panels, and it makes them not be able to go out all that straight anyway without bumping the panel up. You could rotate this down and do that if you want. But who feels like doing all that every time you just want to pose an arm? So use my advice and pose it like this and bring it out. There you go. Another thing I don't like, this is how it's designed in the comic, where it's flat right here and then it bends out a little bit. When I used to see the comic design, I was like, nah, they're not going to be able to replicate that in a toy. But they were able to do it, but it doesn't clip in. I think it should have pegged some type of way, but it doesn't. So that moving all the time, or being flat and you don't want it to be flat, you want it to be like the comic, is a little bit aggravating. It kind of reminds me of Transformers Classics Optimus Prime. So outside of the gun, other accessory is a matrix. Open this up, bend these out of the way, grab here, lift that up, and when you do that, all this gets all loose. Open that up, and now he has a matrix inside. You could just pull that out, and here it is. So there you go. I have a bunch inside of my, if you want to see, it's kind of white right there. I don't know if that is supposed to be like that or what, but that is weird on that back side. If you want to see the other matrix, go to my other Optimus Prime videos, and definitely my recent Masterpiece Hot Rod review. But push this back into place like that, and bam, plug it in there. he's good to go, and I don't know how long that's been blurry. I'm not filming that over. But let's get into articulation. His head looks up, looks down, which is great. No head pivot, but it does rotate. Arm can go out here on a hinge right here, plus another hinge in there like I was showing you. Oh yeah, another weird thing about the arm, it rotates here, but if you have it out to here, it doesn't rotate. So yeah, that's why you need to do stuff like this to have the arm out there, because that probably was an afterthought, or they just wanted to make it as thick as possible. And if they would have made it any thinner so I can accommodate rotating, then it wouldn't have looked right. He has a double jointed elbow. It's mostly for transformation, but this does hinge there, and it hinges up there, gives him way over 90. Wrist rotates, and I already showed off the finger motion. The waist rotates. He has no ab crunch. That would have been awesome if he did. The legs, all of this stuff right here, get out of the way, or gets out of the way. You honestly don't have to even move that to get his leg kicked out, but his legs are heavy, so yeah, they didn't think about putting that on a ratchet. They go out all the way to the side and beyond, but if you push that up, his leg does even kick up even more, and it kicks back. They did give him ratchets in his knees, which are double jointed. This right here, and oh yeah, I forgot to mention this. This toy was amazingly donated to me by Extra Zero. He did not want me to have to worry about trying to pay him for this, because he bought himself a new version, or he bought himself a new copy of this because he got this secondhand, and he didn't want me to have to worry about paying him for this and Optimus Prime, so he just gave this to me as a celebration for my 5,000 subscribers. So thank you, Extra Zero, and if you guys want to thank him in the comments, feel free to thank him in the comments, because I still have to pinch myself to believe that he really did that. But ankle movement, it moves left and right, a ton of ankle pivot. The toe goes up here, goes up there, comes down. They put a little piece of rubbery type or pliable plastic there so he doesn't fall off the floor or move on smoother surfaces. And this toe goes back like that. So, and the hinge rocks right here, and the heel spur moves all like that. So he has a ton of ankle posability. Like, this guy is just freaking crazy posable, to be honest. I was mistransforming this to have this down like that, because his toe did kind of look like that in a comic. But once I looked at more pictures, I realized, oh yeah, it's supposed to be like that. You could have it flat like this if you want to, but it is supposed to be flared out like that. So there you go. You saw the MP10 comparison, but here are some Autobot Masterpiece cars right there. And because I don't think I did this, here is Bumblebee next to an MP car right there. So you can see that he is a little bit bigger than a regular MP car, like I mentioned. And here's this comparison right here. I swear I stood them next to each other earlier and Megatron was a little bit shorter. I must be losing my mind. But as you can see here, he's a little bit taller. Let me try to move it up that way. So there you go with that right there.
So, Optimus, I see you've got yourself an upgrade.
Oh yeah, I've been watching the Michael Bay movies and I figured I need some new duds.
Just remember, Prime, no matter how many upgrades you get, you'll never defeat... What the f***, Prime? I thought this was part of a simple size comparison skit.
Oh, jeez, sorry, man. It's just those B movies get me so pumped up.
What the? Where's my face?
Face? I think it fell over there when I punched you. Anyway, I gotta go finish this review. I'll make it up to you.
Prime, you'll pay for this!
Transformation. First thing you want to do, make sure the fingers are set like that. Lift this up, pull this down, straighten up the arm, rotate it this way, bend it up to here, and lift things up. Also, lift this up over that. Bring this around, bring that down. Now we can go ahead and lift this panel out like that, bring that out, and flip the hand in. Leave that out like that. It's necessary. Keep this up like that and fold this in. Let's repeat that process over here. Lift this up like that. Fold this down. Rotate the arm around. Bend the elbow and bring that up. Flip this around like this. Open this panel. Rotate it in like that. Open this up and bring the hands in. Now we can go ahead and lift this up. It folds in two places right here. And we can go ahead and close that together right there like that. Like that. Now we can move this up out of the way. Lift this up. Bring these side panels out and lift them up over the arms. Go ahead and detach this bumper off his butt. Rotate the wheels out like this. Detach that, and bring these out to the side like that right there. Come around to the front. Open this panel, open that panel. Get this pretty much just out the way. Detach these right here. These little clips right there attaches his gut to his midsection. Now with that out of the way, we can lift this up. We can start bringing this down, and now we can lean his back a little bit. But we need to start getting this stuff out of the way. So here's a little red clip up here, bring that up. Bring this up to here. It's kind of, they say that you can move that back, but you need to move these little midsections out of the way first. So now we have that like that. It needs to be right there. Now we can fold this in like this. There's a little clip that keeps that in place. And we can bring this together right there. Now, you can bring the head in and bring these windshields up. Get them closed together and out of the way. Now, we can rotate the waist right there, like that, right there. Shove this in here and go ahead and unclip this bumper piece from there. And this is tabbed into place right there. Open that up. Bring this forward underneath of there. And tab these two bumper sides into the middle bumper. Meanwhile, tabbing everything into place right there. Now all this stuff, just leave it how it is for now. Open this up and pretty much just set it like that for now. Bring these up. This is how the instructions showed it, like that right there. With that like that, we could bring this down and out of the way. Bring that down and out of the way. Lift this up to here. Lift this up to here on that hinge right there. And bring this up. Bring this up. Because now we need to attach that right there. It might come undone while you're transforming, but leave it like that for now. Lift this up. Lift this up. So now we can go ahead and rotate this like this. Bring the arm in like this. So it looks like that. Now we can bring this down, bend that, and shove this into place right there. Okay? Let's try that over here. A little bit more smoother. Rotate this right here. Bring this in like this. Take this, bring that in, rotate that down, and bring this down right here. And now we can take this and tap these two into these two. Meanwhile, at the same time, tabbing that into there on the inside. Make sure you get that in, and these should be simple. Okay, and we left those little gray parts in the arm so they can press up against this. Same stuff over here. Get this in right here into the tab, and try to tab all of these in at once at the same time, which is easier said than done. It's kind of difficult to get them tabbed into the front right here against that, because this panel is loose or flimsy. That it's not solid. There's nothing in there pressing up against there to give you force against that. So it's a little bit hard. You might have to stick your fingers inside of the cab and press on it while you press on it in the front. So let me get that straight. I gave you the general idea. Now that I have that straight, you can take these panels, lift them up, and what I like to do is, while I'm bringing it, like kind of put it underneath of here, and so it can tab in right there. But meanwhile, this little tab needs to go into the front of the wheel well. So that's a little bit wonky. But there you go right there. If you're, what was going on with me just now is I was putting force right there, so it wasn't letting that tab in. So bring this under here. Bring that up to the little red tab. Maybe keep your finger right there while you tab this in right here. Go ahead and bend this toe down, bring that down. This needs to flip and rotate, so do it like that. Bring all that to meet up, and then bring this over top of that. Leave it like that. Flip this around, bring that down, bend the toe down like that. Put that like that. Bring these wheels out, and this fights you too. You're trying to keep this together while pulling the wheels out and not trying to push them back in. But he is pretty much done. You need to pull these out and bring this back to here. Now you could either leave it like that, or what I like to do is give it a push behind these little knobs, and now basically he's done. He's transformed. He's a truck. The wheels, they don't necessarily feel like rubber, but they are definitely a softer, pliable material. So as you can see, he rolls nicely, and it looks nice. It looks just like it does in the comics, basically. He has a big gaping hole. What you need to do to remedy that is push this up like that, push that, rotate this, and bring this down like that. So now we need to get this into there. There are 2 grooves right there. You need to wedge it out a little bit. Just get this gun in between the wedges. There are 2 tabs on the side, so get that there, and now there's no big gap in the middle. You could reverse it and you'll have this stuff on the inside, but I'm gonna leave this in there like that. You get the general idea. And this thing right here tabs in like this. So now he has an even more complete truck look. And also with that, we can take Optimus's trailer and attach it here. And there you go. It can turn that much before bumping the trailer. And actually it's the gun's bumping. Let me take the gun out. I realized I was bumping before, but I didn't realize it was a gun. So yeah, it's the gun bumping. So he has like a full turn right there. So that's cool. That's good. So you can see if you put the gun the other way, it does give you more space. I had that in wrong. Comparison I know y'all want to see, and you're welcome. Here we go. With MP10 Prime. They're roughly about the same size type of truck. Of course, this one has a bigger cabin, or has a cabin, or whatever you want to call that part of the truck. I heard some reviews mentioning sophisticated real life names for that, and I don't know it, and I'm not even going to pretend to know it. He's not as long. Here's my hand pushing that, and you see all of this right there. So there you go. He's a little bit bigger in truck mode, but you should have already known that, but here you go if you didn't. And here he is next to your typical masterpiece car right there. So do you like that? Let's get a little bit lower, to be honest. So there you are right there. I would transform Bumblebee, but it's hot and late. I don't feel like it. I like this truck mode. It's an engineering marvel. I can't believe that they were able to even do this and give us a comic book accurate robot design. I like that they made this part optional so we don't have to compromise his robot design. So you could complain about the parts forming there, but it doesn't give me a problem because he doesn't have to attach to the Masterpiece Prime trailer. That's just a cool little bonus. And before I forget about it, I want to see if I can get Spike and Daniel in here. There you go, right there. Oh, yeah. You could have them in there. They're not in real, seats, but they are in there. So that's cool. Oh, this is awesome. Now, I got this free. I saw it online earlier for $129, $125, $129. But I've also seen it in major stores for $160. So it is pricey. It doesn't quite necessarily fit in with your G1 cartoon looking Masterpiece Autobots, but it is a cool figure. And if you collect Optimus Primes, I think this is a friggin' must-have. It is awesome. There is another option out there. I forget the specific real name for it. Somebody could fill me in the comments, or tell people in the comments. But that one, I think, does look a little bit better in robot mode. But from what I've seen of the transformation, if this looked hard and it looked like I was fumbling doing the transformation doing this, holy moly, I'm scared of transforming that because that thing looked scary. So there is another option out there. Look it up for yourself. I don't know the name. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please let me know by clicking the like button. Don't leave without clicking the like button. No matter which device you're using, you're able to click the like button. Push pause, there's options. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, because I'm going to be putting out more robot content and more non-robot content. But anyway, until next time, T-Man978 out of here. Thank you for watching.